Every real cowboy like myself knows how lonely it is out on the open range, which is why I listen to the Cowboy Boys podcast. With best contractually obligated friends, Shane Smith and Mac Arthur, the Cowboy Boys will comfort your soul better than any disease-ridden saloon gal ever could. Cowboy Boys.
Oh, hey, everyone. We fucked up and forgot to do the intro. Ian's too magnetic of a personality. We just started talking.
Wait, who's here with us today?
Mr. Magnetic, Ian Finance himself.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Ian Finance is on the podcast, everyone. Also, we forgot to plug our patreon.com.
No, who cares?
Okay. All right, everyone. Enjoy the app. Woo! Special came out. They send it to you to like see if our edit is good.
Right.
And I was just like, it's good.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. I forwarded it to like two people, and they were like,
Made them do your
good.
bidding.
Yeah. They're like, it seems okay, and I was like, cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Shane hit record, so don't say anything incriminating.
Oh.
he tries to get me.
Whoopsie poopsie.
But we're going.
Yeah. Sometimes I try to get Mac to say gamer words, and then I'll get him.
Oh, hell yeah. What are gamer words?
Gamer words are like the forbidden words, the words that
When gamers get really angry, they say.
Oh, that's such a cute way of saying slurs.
Yes.
That's so cute.
They
Gamer
say-
words.
Gamer words are racial.
Oh.
slurs.
They don't have to be racial.
No, they could be
or-
slurs against other groups of people.
It's just the worst word they can think of at the
Yeah,
moment.
it's whatever
Yeah.
whatever information they have about you, that's what they say.
Yeah.
Like if it's a little kid, I don't say gamer words, but I do. My favorite thing right now is to tell them I'm gonna fuck their dad, and they get pretty heated over it.
Oh yeah, dude. Me and my buddy did this thing where I think it was like I love streaming. I have so much fun with it, but I have a hard time with like knowing what's party chat or game chat or like the differences. I have
Yes.
a friend who's like helping me along, but we would do this thing that when you die in Call of Duty, they can hear you say something. And like we'd get killed, and I'd be like, "My mom wants me to kiss my brother," or like something like that.
Also, the what is that called? The nearby chat.
Proximity chat.
Yeah, so they could hear what after they kill you.
Yeah,
well, when
yeah,
you get
yeah.
killed in Warzone, there's a split second where it allows you to hear them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
always the worst is Mexican families, right? Because the dog's barking, their mom is yelling at them in the background. You're just doing the bit, right? But they live.
Yes.
Yeah, if you ever play like regular Call of Duty back in the day, when
That was
Xbox
like gamer
Live,
word adjacent.
Yeah. But we're from out west in Utah, so if you play online games, you play with a lot of people from like Mexico and stuff, and you always hear like you always know that you're in a Mexican Call of Duty lobby because one, your connection's a little slower because they're far away from you,
Right.
But two, that you can hear them in the background, like their mom is cooking, they're screaming.
Oh, I
It's very
love
good.
that.
Their little siblings are screaming. And
Yeah.
all 20 of them.
They go to say something to you and you can't hear them because
The
they're being
dog's
drowned
barking.
out. It's the best. Matt can say it. He's Latin.
Yeah, I'm something.
There it is.
I would always, in Counter-Strike, that was the game to just troll people. And just be like, yeah, you're going to fuck my face? What are you going to do about it? And just make them like, what? No, I'm not gay. What are you? And just lean into it
some
more.
guy the other night was like, "That's fucking gay." I was like, "Yeah, it is when I lick it and lap it up, you little beautiful baby boy." And he's like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "You tell me, we gonna do this?" He's like, "Yo, I don't like this." I was like, "I don't like it either."
It feels like online games shooting fish in a barrel when it comes to homophobia. It's just too easy to bait them.
Yeah, I'm surprised how weird about gay stuff people online still are, considering that's also where all the gay stuff lives.
Yeah, and it's funny too because we all grew up telling other adults and other boys to suck it.
Yeah.
Like over and over, everything was like, suck it. And then if someone was like, I heard he sucked it, you're like, oh, no, it's just a euphemism.
Dude, every single one of us, if you're like from the ages of 28 and up, did the like, how much would it cost?
Oh, yeah, gay
And
chicken.
then, but there was always like 2 out of 10 of us that were like, nothing.
I'll pay you.
Secretly, like looking around, like
Mine was
I
always
just want the glut glut.
Or
What's going on?
like everyone jerking off in the same room together and then just never discussing it.
Yes.
You know,
I
like
like
putting on a porn. It's like, well, it's straight, so this is straight. It's like, ha.
Yeah.
Mine was always the weird, because they're like $1 million, $2 million. I'm like, I don't know. I'd like $5,000 right now.
How much is Xbox with Halo?
Yeah, I'm 100% straight, but money is money. It's
Yeah.
I'll just treat it like a job. At
That's
that
such a
point.
reasonable viewpoint
No,
at such a young
truly
age.
is. It truly is.
Dude, I've always been about the money.
And also wildly accepting of your sexuality.
yeah,
Like, yeah, it's okay.
So
I'm just
it's
getting
so
a
funny
little
because
bit.
he's very straight. I'm not very straight, but I couldn't come to terms with my sexuality until like literally 30 years old.
Yeah, 32 for me.
It took me forever.
Yeah.
When I was a
Wait.
kid, I thought I wasn't gay, and I was like, oh, especially I had come to terms. I had become very pro LGBTQ after being not anti, but just like I don't know, anti adjacent.
well,
Right.
growing up in Utah, you kind of are you grow up not thinking you're anti. It's like you're just normal, but then you have to watch the Utah stink.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, you
and
take
then-
a step away and you're like, nah, everyone's not like this.
Yeah, and I also was like a part of a culture where like the idea of a guy hooking up with a dude is like, oh, I have to kill you if someone thinks I did this.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so it was like a whole thing, and then I was like, oh, I like have all these feelings, and then I watched gay porn, and I was like, that was gross. I'm not gay. Well, it just turns out gay porn is fucked up. There's nothing to do with it. Has nothing to do with my sexual preference. So then I fucked myself up worse by just watching some dude get his, because I was like, oh, I like watching ladies get their faces fucked.
Right.
That's like one of the things I'm into.
Yeah.
So then I'm like,
Wait, you didn't like two guys 69ing? Was
well,
it too violent, or
No.
that feels almost better than normal 69?
well, then I
Yeah,
watched.
it fits in perfectly.
the parts work.
It's like almost like God made it happen.
It should. It
It's
should.
complete just suction.
yeah.
It just seals the way it was meant to be.
69ing is not for women.
No, it's not.
No.
Every time.
Especially with the guy on top, those poor little ladies. Just like,
Oh, I've done that before.
yeah,
Oh,
me
yeah.
too.
It's
I
very
know.
fun, but
Yes.
you feel guilty.
yes.
They're
The
not
side
okay.
is a good way. The
I did-
side.
we talked about that. The
That's
side?
too romantic.
I like
Ah.
side.
If you're gonna, I mean, no, it's fine, but it's kind of like, have you ever,
The
it's-
lazy 69, isn't that what someone calls
Wait,
it?
why
Yeah.
is it too romantic?
I don't know. If you're gonna 69, baby, like really.
I
get
like
in
it
there.
all which way. All three positions or more if you know of them. I'll probably
True,
like it
true.
too, you know? But that's so you don't like gay porn?
No,
Really?
which I didn't, wasn't. So I was so not. I had no gay experiences my whole life, and everyone around me was so anti-gay that by the time I started exploring my own sexuality and I watched porn, I was like, oh well, if you don't want to watch a guy get his face fucked by another guy, you're definitely straight.
Uh-huh.
Which is not how that works.
Well,
No, I think
at
it
all.
makes you more gay that you don't
Yes,
like gay
that's
porno.
exactly. and then it woke. I like had a relationships. I like dated a trans girl for a while,
Right.
and then I was like, oh, why doesn't her penis weird me out? Because it didn't. And I
Yeah.
was like, this is all fine.
Right.
And then I was like, and then I like had
It's
a
the best.
And then I'm like in therapy talking to my therapist, and I'm like explaining to her like relationships I had when I was a kid. It's like, oh yeah, there's this neighborhood kid, and we would like hold hands and like camp out together and sleep together, like not have sex, but like we were like hyper romantic to each other, literally like Brokeback Mountain style.
Right.
And then I was like, but we never had sex, so it wasn't gay. And she was like, that's the gayest shit
Right.
I've ever heard.
It would
in my
have been
life.
way less gay if you blowed each other, called each
Yeah.
other fags, and then walked away. It was like, see you on the football field. She's like straight boys do it. You
She's
know?
like, so you had a mountain best friend who you cuddled, camped with, confided in, and spent all of your time with, held hands
that's
with,
so
slept
cute
with.
Wait,
and
wait.
adorable.
Yeah.
Did you get hard?
Not well. I
Well,
mean,
see,
yeah,
it's
so
not
idyllic.
gay.
But we were so weird. Like we
You
didn't
can hold-
want to sleep together.
See, it's not
You guys
gay.
would just hold each other and be like, aren't
Liter-
girls' boobs great?
Literally yes. Literally yes.
I really have a crush on Gina. Me too.
Literally laying in
Your breath
each-
feels nice. I mean,
Dude, pretend, turn around. You kind of look like her.
Dude,
can I put
building-
my long hair over your hair to make it look like you are her?
We should practice kissing just to see, just in case we get the chance with her.
Yeah.
Dude, it was so crazy, and anyway. So we were super romantic, dated, like cuddled, all the stuff, and then we both started dating girls, and we were like, yeah, you like her, I do like her, and like kept doing our weird thing, and then we just like grew out of it over time because you get older, and I think you get more aware. And then both of us were kind of like a Mexican standoff. Like, are you gonna fuck me? Like, yeah,
Glock,
and then
Glock.
but then we also have no experience with anything gay, so we don't even. When you're young and you're from like a red state and you have no exposure to it, you're like, oh, so one of us is a girl now? Like, it doesn't even make sense.
Right. That is how that works.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's why there's a top and a bottom.
Yeah.
That's not.
I've never heard of two verses getting together.
I've always heard gay couples go, this is the girl and I'm the boy. This is how we refer to each other.
That's where you wear the pants in the relationship.
Yeah.
That's the point.
That's what it is.
That's the point of being gay, so that one of us can be a lady, but
Yeah.
not a lady.
Milady, not lady.
Milady, not lady.
I think that's so cute and adorable. I wish I had that because I had the exact opposite, which was solely sexual, like no eye contact or cuddling or like kissing and like fights in the street to prove you're not gay with each other. Rumors about each other spread like, oh, I heard he's gay. Get him the scent off me, you know?
Yeah.
And then secretly like hooking up.
But wait.
Like I much
so
rather
you
would
went
have had.
so you had like the total reverse.
Totally. I way
So-
much more would have rather had like the like
Brokeback Mountain.
yeah, well this is like a suburban Brokeback Mountain but with sex.
Huh.
Like I wish that I had more of the nurturing aspect of it. I feel like that would have sent me on a gentler path than maybe like such a sexually exploitive
So
path.
you had the Republican gay, the secret
Yeah,
gay.
yeah.
Yes, I was trying to pass anti-gay legislation in my neighborhood, and then was always going to a friend's house after wrestling practice.
Going to truck stops
Yeah,
and,
yeah, yeah.
and just absolutely
Yeah.
just bricking other
Yeah, yeah,
dudes.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
not a problem.
Yeah.
That's
Does
crazy.
the secret part make it better though?
I think, but also I think I got off for a while on the secretive, like dangerous aspect of like, oh my God, we might get caught or like, but then that really weirded me out hooking up with guys on the street because I felt very scared for like both of our safety. You
Yeah.
know, sometimes of like getting people walking by and like verbally abusing us or like threatening us. And then that kind of got like weird, you know?
yeah.
And like scary, especially like we were talking about hookup apps. Like that's a very scary position to put yourself in,
Totally.
you know?
No, and anytime like when women come to see me, especially, I'm like,
Mhm.
what are you doing?
Yeah, yeah.
Secretly, I'm not even on hookup apps anymore because it makes me so uncomfortable. I literally get uncomfortable with women coming to me.
Right.
Like
Even if you're going to
because
dinner?
I'm so aware of how
Even if you're going in like a public sphere?
oh no, that's fine. But like
Right.
when girls like want to hook up, like have sex, like even a girl coming to my place to have sex with
Right.
me, I'm so hyper aware that I'm uncomfortable.
Right.
It's so fucking weird.
Hyper aware that like a girl who's into a guy that looks like you.
Yeah,
with
there's
your
a
face
whole
tats
dude.
and
There's
just
Yeah,
a
yeah,
comedian.
There's a lot that
you have
goes
no
into it.
respect for her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have a ton of sexual trauma from when I was a kid.
Right.
But like, yeah. So I guess I'm just weird. And as I get older, I get weirder and weirder, and I get more anxiety.
Well, you know
about
what's
sex.
made me be way more empathetic? And I was always like, you know, understanding, but never really like understood the gravity of it, is I feel so much for female comics or actresses or women in general, because the amount of like trickery that men throw at me in my DMs of like, you know, like, hey man, I think you're so funny. Oh my God, I love that sketch you were in. Oh dude, this bit you do is so great. And I'm like, thanks. And they're like, so would you let me suck you for 12 hours? And I'm like, what? You know, like it gives you like, do you really like me or do you just want to use me? You know, like my DMs are littered with guys that are just saying the most filthy fucking things. And I mean, it happens to women all the time. You
It
know, I
does.
feel like every guy, to be more understanding, should have to like make an announcement like, I'm gay and I'll suck anyone, just to open the doors
Yeah.
to how vicious men are. I mean, gay men especially, because they're just all animals.
It's true.
Just
It's
like,
true. This is why I
I
don't.
mean-
you would never catch me dead on Grindr, dude. I couldn't hang.
Dude, it's. I think it's more of a psychological thing to feel wanted than it is, because I've very much been like, you want to meet up? And then they're like, yeah. And I'm like, never mind. I am a lady of value. I just want to be wanted, you know? But like meeting up is you almost have to like dissociate and put out every fear you have in your head and just be like, juice is worth the squeeze.
Dude.
You know? It's very scary.
Yeah.
And it's very jarring, you know, especially like Grindr is just so filthy of like guys being like, one head, and I'm like, it's 6 a.m. I want coffee.
Yeah, are they just waking up or just on?
Or I haven't gone to bed yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know.
You just told me before we started recording that Grindr tells you down to the foot.
Yes.
Of how close someone is.
Yes, it
which
is
makes
so. Which is all you need to know about Grindr. Which is like we will give you the geographical location of specifically where you are and how far away cum is from your penis.
There's like a GPS map and it's like little dicks just moving around. You can
like,
see where they are.
Like a set of me's from We. They're just penises.
That scene from Alien when they're watching the aliens come down the hallway on the radar.
Oh yeah,
and they're just like, oh shit,
that's
but it's
what it
dicks.
is.
Boop,
yeah,
boop.
and it's way scarier than aliens because they don't take no for an answer.
Dude, Ripley could never.
No, because then you'll be like, I only use condoms, and they're like, fuck you, you piece of shit. And you're like, all right, learn how to take no there, Rodrigo, please.
Dude, the only date I've been on with a guy in like the last year and a half, he was like, we hung out, it was really cool, and then he was like, out of nowhere, it was totally normal, we were like talking about video games and shit, and then he was like, hey, I don't use protection, by the way. And I was like, and mentally I was like, and I'm checked out of this, I'm leaving forever. Like, I was just like, no,
front.
dog.
He was honest.
It was
Upfront
so
in an
out
odd
of
way.
he really wanted to slip it in to like. I just feel like he got to a point where he was like, oh, we're hitting it off and I want to sleep with you. You need to know about this in order for you to make a decision on if you want this.
Wow.
And it was just like, nah, dog.
Now, what if you guys
the
had
fuck?
gotten to the bedroom and then he said it? Would that have been a different feeling that you would have gotten than him slipping it in over dinner conversation?
I would have been like, oh no. And then I would have been like, I hope you're ready to square the fuck up if you're gonna like. That's the thing about gay relationships where I'm just like, I'm about that action, dude. If you're gonna fucking, I'll go from sex to fighting so fast. And also, dude, I have so much practice from having sex with women because they want to get beat up during sex.
Oh yeah.
So I'm always close to fighting anyway.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, try me.
I
You know,
you
so
pull out a bell like a thing out of your pocket. I've been waiting for this.
I've been training.
Yeah.
Sex with women prepares me to defend myself during sex with men.
Also, he fucked up. It's the rule is if someone says you don't need protection, then you absolutely do.
Yeah.
And if someone's like, I would like you to wear a condom,
That's when you go,
then
don't even sweat it.
No, you're good. Someone who asks that is responsible.
The prep coming on the scene changed the fucking world because now everyone's like, well, I can't get AIDS. Let's fucking never wear a condom again. And then syphilis was like, remember me? Hello.
It's time to make my big
Yeah.
entrance.
Don't call it a comeback. And it's just syphilis showing up everywhere.
What is it? Can we get rid of syphilis in like 2 weeks if everyone just stops having sex for like 2 weeks?
We couldn't even get rid of COVID if everyone just wore masks
No,
for 2 weeks. You think people are going to stop fucking?
That was the whole thing with COVID. It's like, all right, we could just slow the curve, and it's like, nope, I gotta fuck during a pandemic.
Do you know what
this is not gonna?
You know what? One of the funny pandemic stats they can't figure out. They're like, wow, the STDs
Are they the
in
same?
the United States went up.
No.
Yeah. They went up, and
Wow.
people are like, how in the fuck? And I think it's because people were just like, they weren't able to meet and stuff, so people just started having more dangerous. They were just like, fuck it, COVID's here. I might as well have the most dangerous,
CDC
ridiculous
came out
sex.
was like, do not have analingus, but do use a glory hole. This is safe.
Yeah.
There's a piece of fiberboard between you two.
A fiberboard.
Yeah.
Oh, so you go into fancy glory holes. All the glory holes I go to are a PVC curtain with a curtain.
I only use granite glory holes.
Just a sheet with a hole in it. Like
And
you
the
see
Italian man that broke a rotator cuff that made it is in the corner going, you like my work?
You can see the silhouette of a fat guy on the other side, and he's like, I'm a lady. And you're like, no, you don't have to pretend, dude. I'm fine either way. And he goes, no, I am.
No, it's more for me than for you.
Mac, would you do a glory hole?
No.
What if you looked
What if
into
it was a girl on the other side?
Yeah, I still don't know.
Really?
There's guys have really good girl voices nowadays.
Dude,
There's cute guy faces.
Fuck it.
What do you mean? No, I would know, and Jesus would know.
The Lord would know because the Lord is with me.
No, here's what you do. You put what can't Jesus see into? You make the glory hole out of something that blocks his vision.
A kaleidoscope.
There you go.
I don't know. What can't is there anything that blocks the Lord's vision?
I guess butts.
Oh, wait a
Sin?
minute. You were telling me
Buttholes.
yarmulkes? Don't they?
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
Jewish people wear yarmulkes to hide the top of their head?
Yeah,
from God?
out of respect to God, so he doesn't have to look at the gross ass top of your head.
I'm gonna get
Yeah.
a giant yarmulke so he can't see what I'm up to.
Dude, a sombrero yarmulke.
It's just like I think that's just called an umbrella.
An umbrella. True.
Got
You're
it.
just in a glory hole with an umbrella. This is for Jesus.
What's this for? Oh, it's for God.
Wait,
Yeah.
is a yarmulke blessed at all, or is there anything
No,
special?
it's literally just any shit. Dude, some Orthodox Jews just wear a baseball cap. Doesn't matter.
that counts. You
They
don't
take
have
the brim off, or they just wear the
They
hat?
just wear a cap. There's this guy, Dimitri Salida's an Orthodox boxer, and I helped him prepare for a fight he had in Vegas once. And he showed up and boxed at a gym I was boxing at, and he's Orthodox, and he just wore a baseball cap. He didn't give a shit.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I mean, and he takes it off to fight. The rules are. It's Jewish, so it's like a
Yeah.
law-based thing, and you can always game laws. And Jewish people love to game the law. That's why you have your fucking
Their
Gentile
landlords are so
servant.
great.
Yeah, you have the Gentile servants on Shabbat. That you have come.
Turn
you
off
ask
the
your
lights.
you ask your
I
guy
mean,
to come turn
is
off
that
the lights.
not the Lord's first loophole?
Dude, yeah.
Like, you can use someone else to do your trickery for you.
Yeah, no, that's so, dude. It's so funny to imagine rich Orthodox families paying their Gentile neighbors, listen, will you come over and turn off my light before I go to bed?
Dude, in college, I was asked to do that, and I didn't put two and two together. I just thought they were busy, working in the room and couldn't get up to, turn the light off. I was like, sure thing. Shabbat.
Are you not Jewish?
No, I'm Italian.
Ian,
I know.
Italians and Jewish people, truly, we are so close.
I know. I'm just enough Ashkenazi to be like, oh, it makes sense, but not enough to ever have it be part of. I mean, culturally, I almost am because Italians and Jews are so intertwined.
Yeah.
You know?
We're that weird, weird type of Middle Eastern where it's that Mediterranean type vibe.
Yeah, totally.
Hummus white people.
Yes, but very everything about me is Jewish. You know?
Yeah. You look white. You look again. This is another case of how are you not Jewish? But I am. I have it all the time.
I know.
Every Jewish person I meet, they're just or non-Jewish person I meet, and I'm Jewish. They're just how? What the fuck?
Yeah, dude. Nobody believes it that I'm not. And my old roommate, everyone he's jacked, red hair. You would never know he's Jewish. He's so Jewish. I used to go blow a shofar at his house for dinners and everything, and then no one believes that I'm not.
Dude, I want to play the shofar in a ska band.
I have one. I should have brought it over.
Rules?
That would have been amazing. Yeah.
What's the shofar?
Oh my goodness.
It's a fucking ram's horn you blow.
Oh,
and then
okay, yeah.
Hebrew people also used to blow it before battle.
Okay.
Yeah, there was this big thing where you're only supposed to blow the horn and make music if you win, but then Jewish people were during the time of David was like, yo, blow that shit before the fight even starts.
That's good.
To just be like, we already won.
Now-
so they used to blow the horn, and then the other people they were about to fight would be like, yo, the disrespect is crazy out here. They blew the horn before the fight started?
That's what you do before you go on grinder dates.
Yeah. You blow the
to let 'em know
shofar.
you're gonna fight.
Victory.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I've already come. What do you?
Now wait,
I've won
when
the
you-
battle.
When you blow a shofar, can you play it in different notes? Is it like a trumpet? Because I've only been able to make just a small assortment of sounds.
Yeah, you can only do the
Does someone
you
play
can-
it professionally?
No.
Could play it in an orchestra?
I don't
No?
think so. I think you can just do the normal the regular horn sounds where it's like an ululation or whatever. But
Years ago, we four of us all had shofars, and we were going. Brum, 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 brum. You know that song? And that's the only thing we could play.
dude, that's I should have a shofar. I'm
Do you
fucking
call
up.
yourself the Jew Man Group?
Oh, damn.
That's.
Well, solid. I couldn't even laugh because I was
never
like
really
the
put
revelation.
my thumb on Live One at a Time Machine more than right now. To go back in time and go, we're the Jew Man Group. Goodbye.
Dude, to do a photo shoot. You know how the Blue Man Group has that like stoic thing where they're all in front of the drone and stuff, but it's all of you in like full gear with a fucking with
the
peyote. Yeah.
Playing your little horns.
That's so funny that I have a shofar and you do not.
That's wild.
That's amazing.
But you look the part. And
I know.
I'm only ethnically Jewish. Religiously, I have nothing to do. I think Abrahamic religions are goofball status.
I feel like when they finally take over and move us all into camps, I have no question. I'm going to be put into the
South American camp.
The labor camp.
But you'll just be like, yo, yeah, we're taking over. We're finally unleashing.
Just go ahead and walk right in. You are the human equivalent of wearing a shirt that says security on it.
Yeah.
And people are like, I guess he
so,
works here.
yeah. I'm just walking around Target in a red shirt and people assume I work there.
That's you when the Jews take over.
Yeah.
Listen, we've done it.
There's too much recorded evidence of me saying, no, I'm not. Like, if I could go back in time, I would say Jew Man Group and also never admit that I'm not Jewish. You just go, but we weren't practicing.
You could have gotten away with it, too.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
If it weren't for those damn kids.
When I was younger, and I lived in Utah, and I was coming up in the comedy scene, there was a group of comics who tried to trash me by being like, he's lying about being Jewish to get ahead.
Well, they would say you were lying about everything.
Yeah, and I was just
Really?
like, and then, but over time, it was just like everything started to get proven true, and it was like, good, there you go, good luck. But the idea
proving that you were lying?
No, but like people being like, you're Jewish. I said I was Jewish to stand out in the entertainment industry.
Wow.
And I was like,
that's such an oddly dated belief.
You guys, but also just the idea that there's not enough Jews in the entertainment industry
Right,
already.
right.
You guys are wildly
out of touch.
Like,
Yeah, totally.
Oh man, and they still do open mics in Utah, so that's a
You don't say.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's crazy.
Wow, I wonder what excuse they use that they haven't gotten further.
Where did you start comedy?
In Philly.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good scene, right?
Yeah. I'm from Delaware, so I moved to New York in 2003, left in 2008, went back to Delaware, started in 2011 in Philly, and then came back in 2012 to New York. So I was in Philly for like a year.
Nice.
Doing comedy, yeah. Yeah, so it was like 45-minute drives back and forth doing open mics at night and like these like suburban Italian restaurant rooms.
Dude, that's the vibe. That's how you want to start.
Yeah.
You got to do weird restaurant rooms and shit.
Dude. Yeah, speaking about being Jewish, I had to set up the stage, put out the chairs, take coats, afterwards give comment cards, take down the stage, and I got 10 minutes of stage time. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. On a Saturday night, I can't believe it. And I got asked to do a synagogue show at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I was like, great. And I was so nervous because I've never been clean. I just kind of resigned my fact to the fact that like, okay, I guess I can't I'm not a clean comic. I'm dirty, and I just have to embrace it, you know?
Yeah.
But at the time, I was like, oh my God, I don't have like clean jokes. Just riff it. So I went up, and dude, I swear to God, before the show, this old Jewish lady was like, is this your dream? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, that's so wonderful to see a young man following his dreams. And I was like, oh, thank you.
Oh, they're so
and I
supportive.
went up, and I straight up, the first thing I said was like, my people. And then I was like, who remembers their bar mitzvah? I don't know why. I was just lying.
Dude.
I just wanted them to like me so bad. And I was like, sir, I bet you have a Jewish name. He goes, my name is Brian. I go, oh, and he goes, move along. And I was like, oh my God. I was supposed to do 5 minutes. I got off at 3. I sweat through my shirt. And afterwards, the same woman came up to me and goes, well, are you in school?
Oh, no.
It was so sad, man. Oh, God.
Dude,
it was terrible.
Well, she's probably dead now. Look,
I know.
and you're here.
I know. Look at this.
So,
Woo!
When I
it worked out.
I used to do like half an hour like clean sets like around
Oh, that's awesome.
Utah and Idaho and stuff, and I would bring him with me.
Dude, I don't
Mac.
have 5 minutes of clean.
Literally, I would just
that's
bring him as
great.
I would be like, I'll give you money, and he would be like, I can't say no.
Yeah.
Well, I was the only one with a car.
True, that
So,
too. Well, no,
yes.
you were the only one with a car who wasn't a piece of shit. Well, no, I actually rescind that. You're the only person with a car who I could stand.
Yeah, there you go.
Because you might be a piece of shit, but
No,
so
never.
he would get up before me and be like, this is the cleanest version of a pedophile joke I'm gonna go ahead and do.
God.
And like people would literally be like viscerally angry.
But there'd always be one or two people who loved it.
Yes.
And that's what keeps me going.
Yes.
The 98%.
Well, that's like you do
hate.
corporate shows. I fell into doing like Zoom corporate shows during the whole everything with COVID. So
Yeah.
I've been doing like Zoom, and which is great because it's made me write clean and everything. I have to do a private event on April 1st at a country club in Long Island. I'm kind of sweating it because I haven't done like clean comedy live in front of people in like forever. So Zoom, I got to do like roasting and stuff like that in like a very clean, fun way.
Yeah.
So I'm just like nervous about this that I think it's like 25. I got to do like straight clean, no crowd work. And I'm like, well, good thing I've been not writing.
Dude,
Just if you run out of clean material, just do dirty. What are they gonna do?
Well, that's the thing. That's the
hire
crazy
you?
thing with these like corporate events and like private gigs and everything. They're like, you got to be clean, and then someone in the back will always be like,
Yeah.
call him a homo or something. And
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
you're a homo, and everyone's like, yes, this is what we wanted. You know.
Yeah, they don't talk to each other.
no, that's
right?
they do. This
Do
is
they really?
I've done so many corporates also because
Right.
I have a clean hour, and then that's people know me from
That's
that.
great.
And they go crazy. So I've done so many corporates, and every time the HR lady's like clean, tells your agent clean. You get there, be clean. You show up, you actually meet the person. The person goes, say whatever you want.
Yeah.
We're fucking fun here, and they're swearing and they're trying to be filthy and stuff. Then you get up there and you're mostly clean because you're still nervous. But at one point you're like, hey, look at the dump truck on this dumb bitch or whatever.
Yeah.
And you make a joke and you say something and everyone goes crazy. And then your agent gets an email like they'll never work with you again.
Oh my God.
And you're like, wow,
Oh
I
my
can't
God.
believe. But they're losing their minds. You're
Right.
killing it. And then afterwards they're like, we asked you to be clean. And you're like, but everyone on the ground
I know.
literally
Loved it.
was like, talk
Yeah.
about your butthole the whole time,
yeah.
dude.
Dude, I did one, and like I was in such a bad mood. I was having a terrible day, and like I was kind of phoning it in, and I mentioned cum. And,
Offhandedly?
Yeah, just
What is
like,
the deal with
I was like
cum?
thinking, oh yeah, cum. And the chat started blowing up with like, this is uncomfortable. I don't like this. Please
chat.
stop. And so I'm trying to move forward while at the same time I'm reading this, and I'm like, and I'm like stuttering, and it was so bad. And the agent was like, buddy, you gotta not do that again. I was like,
Damn.
oh, sorry, I lost
Your
the
agent
Peterman
watched?
account. No, he got like complaints.
Oh, good. I've had my agent be like, "I'm gonna come watch you," and I was like, I'll actually fight you." Like, no, you absolutely you will not watch,
dude,
me.
you know what the worst is when there's a show and you're totally like we're good at what we do. We're professionals. We know how to do our job. But when someone goes, by the way, this person in the crowd is the most important human to ever exist of all time. They're with this agency and they're the head of this company and this network and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, just now I'm going to fucking say awful things and I
Yeah.
don't mean to. Just let me be myself. Fuck you for not believing in me. God damn it. You go up and you're like, gamer words.
Yeah, you say it just immediately.
Mine is always your uncle will be like, oh, you're doing a show? Let me sit right in the front row.
Yes. They sit in the front row because they want to be supportive and it's like so sweet and nice. But then you're just like, I'm making eye contact with my cousin Michelle the whole
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Talking
yeah.
about this girl's pussy.
Or if you get in trouble, you have to do crowd work, and the first person you go,
Yes.
"Hey, what's the deal with you?" Fuck,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
related to you, and then it
Yeah,
weirds
yeah.
out everyone in the
know.
audience, and it also makes them feel like you're like an open micer who's like, "Yeah, my parents are here to support me."
I know.
It's
I
so
know.
fucking stupid. I've done that headlining.
Oh,
I've
my
done that at a
God.
theater.
Jesus
Where I'm
Christ.
like, and it was like 4 of my family members.
That's
and
like
I-
endearing.
But like I went to talk to them, and then I like put my hand up to the light because they said something, and I
you
was
had no
like,
idea you were
"That's
there.
my
Oh, that's
fucking
such a
sister,
fun
and 2 of
moment.
my sisters."
They said something, so they're heckling you.
Yes, my family was heckling me. Yes,
That's
is
not how it went.
Yeah,
Boo.
for
yeah,
real,
yeah,
for
yeah.
real. I'm just like,
Meatball didn't say that.
especially because a lot of my comedy's autobiographical. So when my family shows up, that's weird too because I say bad things
Yes.
about them sometimes.
Oh man. Yeah.
I have a brother who I tell a story about a time he set someone on fire, and he was like, "Hey, that's not going to be on the internet soon, is it? I'm applying for a job." I
my
was like,
God.
"Oh, no, you're good, dude. You're
I mean,
good."
just be like, just say it was the other brother.
Yeah,
It's
no,
so
that's what I
easy.
say. I was like, I don't say your name, and he's like, people know.
is that your birth name, Shane Smith?
No.
No. Oh, it's a stage name.
Yeah, no. I had a different last name because I had a stepfather, and I went by Collins for most of my life.
Oh,
and then people
okay.
called me Collins. They even called me Shane. I went by my last name.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
a lot of the time I was Collins, and then my stepfather like moved away, and I was like doing the angsty kid thing where I was like, I'm going back to my biological father's name, and I went Shane Smith, and everyone was like, Smith, really? That was the move?
Yeah.
And now that
I remember
I'm
first,
here, I'm like, I should have been Shane Collins.
First week I met him, I'm like, Shane Smith? You should change your name.
You literally told me that.
The Shane Smith billionaire of Vice Media.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And now that's why I can't have my name anywhere.
It's made me second guess your name because I'm like, wait, Shane Smith? Am I talking about the other? No, it's not Shane. It can't be Shane Smith.
Dude, you know what's really funny is there's a third Shane Smith.
Who's that?
He's a comedian.
No.
And he lives in like Ohio, and he's doing pretty well for himself in his own personal like Columbus scene or whatever.
Wow.
And people have called me and been or messaged me online and been like, hey, so really excited you're doing the fundraiser. It's so cool that you care about kids with cancer. It's on this time and this date and this whatever. And I'm just like, yeah, definitely. I'll see you there. And I messaged my agent like, hey, fuckface. Way to tell me about the cancer kids, motherfucker. I don't have a flight booked. I have to buy a flight now and also the shit.
Oh, my God.
And then he's like, I've done nothing of the sort. I am more professional than you are. And I'm like, that's a pretty good point. And so then I go back and I'm like, hey, who did you book this? Did you guys message me? I'm so sorry. I'm going to come, but like, did you message me? And then it turned out it was the other Shane Smith. And they booked him thinking he was me.
Oh,
so wait,
God.
are you scalping gigs from another guy?
No, I let him do it.
That's so funny.
Well, no, he got a gig for me, and then he ended up doing it.
What?
So he had to. So nightmare scenario for him because he had to go perform for a benefit for.
And frantically put on makeup to put tattoos on his face before the show.
Draw it on, motherfucker. He also tagged me on Twitter recently, being like, "It finally happened. I got on the radio, and they thought I was you."
Oh, that's great.
I was like, dude, tough break, bro.
That can only help each other, right? Because you're
as long as he doesn't gamer word it or something. If this motherfucker gets canceled, he's gonna tank us both.
Yeah, right.
He's gonna take me down with him.
I know. That's so funny. Dude, there's a guy named, like, I think Elon Philance or Eon Philance. And I'm like, what? That's how people have mispronounced my name. What are you doing?
Dark World Ian Finance.
Yeah.
Like you're the Shadow Link version of you.
Yeah, he has a mustache, but it's upside down.
Yeah. The Wario version of Ian.
Yes. Dude, and so I mean, the time has passed, but I should have changed my name. And I thought about using my middle name just being Ian Thomas. Like, I thought that would be like my stage, but I never did it because I used to be a teacher and I didn't want like the two worlds to exist.
Yeah.
But I just resigned myself to the fact that I can never, ever work a normal thing or be normal in society.
That's kind of my thing too. I was like, I'm all in at this point.
Yeah,
Fuck
totally.
It. When I first started comedy for like the first 3 years, all of my comedy was like observational. None of it was stories or hardly any of it because like what Mac was saying, how no one believed me because my stories are so absurd that people would either question me and that made me uncomfortable, or I would have to like out my friends and family as like maniacs or myself as a maniac because I've done a lot of bad things.
Yeah.
And then so I was scared. And then over time I was like, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm never going to do anything else. And I just started saying it and it's gone well.
Yeah.
But I think once your career tanks and you're on your way to back down, by the time the job market is hiring, it's going to be all these kids on TikTok who are in these positions of hiring who have already put everything they say online now.
Exactly.
I think it's all changing to where no one really gives a shit anymore what you've done or said.
True.
We were just ahead of the curve. We're just like, this is what my real name.
Well, I have the American social safety net known as OnlyFans.
Oh,
you have an OnlyFans?
No, but I'm just saying if I
it's available to all of us.
Yeah, that's my retirement plan.
Yeah. Dude, I love living in a place. It's like, do I have health insurance? No, but I do have the option of selling nudes online.
Of my butthole to get
so if I get cancer,
cortisone shots because I hurt my knee.
If you see a naked photo of me on Twitter promoting my OnlyFans, know that I have cancer.
Yeah.
I am dying, but I'm also sexy.
Look, if you're 18 right now, take a bunch of nude photos of yourself, but don't release them. And then when you need them, when you're older, be like, hey, I took
It's a
hundreds.
piggy bank.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
It's a piggy bank of nudes.
Just a savings account.
Yeah.
Just a filth savings
Take
account.
Yes.
photos of yourself every day when you're hot and young.
Yeah. Wow, that's a good idea, man. Look at that plan.
Dude,
That's what I'm doing.
That's the new Roth IRA.
just wow.
And that is, I'd be like, I invest in myself. That's what I do. I take myself. I'm an investment.
But you can't. They have to be locked in. If you sell any of them early, tanks the whole account.
Yeah,
Right,
you're right. You
yes.
got to keep the market value
And you
up.
can't give them out for free if you're in a relationship or anything.
No,
you know,
never.
Which almost makes you in a position of chaste, which would be or chaste.
I think
Chaste
both
or
work.
chaste?
I think they both
Chaste.
work.
Yeah, should be kind of hot in a way, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll help people. You're right.
No, when a girl's like, you can't see my nudes, you want to see her naked more.
It's true.
And then you give her cancer, so she has to put her nudes out.
And then she
I'm
gets
getting them one way or another, Jessica.
just feeding her carcinogens.
yeah.
Oh,
just
man.
drink the Diet Coke, baby.
You
It's
left.
okay.
You left the gas on again. It's like, oh, whoopsie-diddly.
I can't believe. Dude, that's one way to do it.
Yeah.
I was not like a big OnlyFans guy. Like I didn't care. And then I kind of decided like, oh, the pandemic, I'm going to support my friends. And recently I saw like the amount I spent just on all of the subs I have from
How
supporting
much?
all my friends. It was too much.
More than
I had to
100?
cancel like most of them. Dude,
Really?
it was more than 100.
More than
yes.
200?
Now,
Yes.
were you
More
supporting?
than 500?
No.
Okay.
Were you supporting like, hey, here's some money, go get them? Or were you supporting with like, well, I might as well check what you're putting out there?
So
Well-
95% of it is like, here's money. Like I sub to my brother's OnlyFans.
what?
Yeah, well, I gotta support the homie.
And he's naked
but
and
I
stuff?
don't. So I'm not scrolling through OnlyFans. Is what I am saying by saying I support my brother. Like I'm
Right,
definitely
right,
not,
right.
because I'm not about to see that, dude.
Right.
Absolutely fucking kill myself.
Well, you already got it for free growing up.
Dude, yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
we
yeah.
grew up in a trailer. I've seen it all, dude.
Yeah.
How many times you just walk in on your brother beating off, and you're like, really? Not anywhere else? You could have done this,
I'm an only child, and it's
Oh.
even happened to me.
dude. I had 3 brothers, and we shared like a bed and stuff. So.
Oh God.
Yeah. But like, there. I mean, like all people, there's that one girl you have a crush on Twitter, and she's funny and she's
Oh,
cool,
yeah.
or whatever. Or it's
looks-
never a guy. Guys don't have OnlyFans.
She looks exactly like your ex,
Yeah.
and that's what gets me on
Oh, that's
OnlyFans.
you. That's not me. I'm like the opposite. But then, and you know when you go ahead and you sub, and then I'm never happy that I did it. It always disappoints me.
Really?
Dude, I'm gonna be real with you guys,
I've
and
never done it.
I'm incredibly embarrassed to say this, but I'm just gonna say it. There's this girl I had a crush on, a huge crush on. I hit her up, blah blah blah. We never talked, and then one day she was like, here's my number, and we started texting, and I was like, oh my fucking God. And I'm texting her, and it's like going okay. We're not like crazy texting all the time, but we are talking, and I'm like, this girl's cute, she's popular, she's funny, I'm into her. She has an OnlyFans, and it's $50 fucking.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I'm like, there's no way, you maniac, that I will ever sign up for this. Anyway, time goes on, and I'm like, I gotta see it.
You got to see what's $50 worth?
Oh, got me. I bought it. No nudes, dude. I was
Hell
just
yeah.
like,
What was it?
literally, dude, it was just her like in
Dude.
sexy poses.
Reading Alan Ginsberg's Howl just naked. Like, well, this is gonna take a while.
Literally just her like, here's my underwear I wore today.
Was it like Instagram where you're like, maybe this is an areola? Or was it just like,
Dude, all of it could have been on Instagram.
it was like all artistic?
Wow.
It was,
and she was making bank off of
She was
it?
making bank, dude. And I was just like, how many other suckers did you text recently? Because you only have to, there's only so much
So-
turnaround you have to do with a $50 sub.
Was she like
Oh,
10? She was like a
wow.
10 out of 10 hot chick just talking to dudes?
10
So
10 hot
after
and
a
funny.
while, she just dropped you.
Well, it kind of like fizzled out. Actually, she's like she revealed to me that she had kids, which she never talks about in her public persona, which I'm fine with. I don't want kids, but I'm willing to inherit kids. So being a stepfather, I'm down. I do not care. But I was like, oh, blah blah blah, like you seem like you'd be a really great mom. That's cool. And I was supportive, and she just never messaged me back. I think she wanted me to say something. I don't know what she wanted from me, but I was like supportive of her having kids, and
Wow.
she never.
You know what it is? It's if you're safe to wear a condom, then you absolutely have to. If someone is supportive of your children, they're going to be a bad father. if someone is like, oh, I don't want nothing to do with those kids, good father right there. He knows his responsibility limits. It's right there.
It's so true. Any guy who wants to be or help kids, jail immediately. Be around her. You're a teacher, jail.
Yeah.
I only trust you because you got away. You
Yes,
were like, I'm not about that
teaching.
life.
Yeah. I really started becoming better when I stopped teaching. It was so stressful.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine how terrible that job is.
Yeah, but I have friends that do it, and goddamn, they're angels. But I don't think that I would. I don't know if I would pay for someone's OnlyFans, but I was recently close to paying for a porn website.
Oh,
I was gonna sub to transangels.com.
you should.
I was thinking about it, but I have a fear, just like fear of getting scammed on Grindr and dating apps.
Yeah.
I have a fear of like someone's gonna break in and steal my account or like all my info.
Oh,
why don't you just use?
But
like,
I already have my
just use
my
PayPal.
info on like every other form of whatever.
yeah.
So
And
I
if
might
you-
as well just do it.
If you go PayPal, it's like whatever. If they could steal it, and you just tell PayPal like, "Hey, I was watching porn. You know how it goes." And PayPal will be like, "We do."
Dude.
And
Oh, damn, you're cool as hell, dude. You need some more money? Come on,
yeah,
now.
they'll refund you.
Yeah.
Pay for porn is, dude. I just, as a person who used to watch a lot of porn, I don't so much anymore. But like, it pay for porn is way better. Do
Yeah?
it, pay for
Yeah,
it.
it's
Yeah,
it's
get
HD.
crazy.
Well, I think I should cut back on my porn consumption.
Oh, okay.
So I think that it would like just like turn me into a troll of just like I can't go out. I should look at all the videos.
the pay for. I told you. So I have a Utah bank still. I just because everything's online, and after like buying drugs online, Bitcoin, everything, moving to New York, everything I've done here, they've never had a problem with me.
Right.
And then I buy one OnlyFans, and they locked everything down.
No.
And I had this lady call me, and she's like, "So did you buy a submarine sandwich at this place? Yeah, at Lombardi's, like that. Did you do this? Did you buy this? Take this subway?" I'm like, "Yeah, I live out here." It's like, Did you subscribe to OnlyFans? And this poor Mormon lady was just going step by step, and I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely. What do you like?"
Yeah.
Yep, that was me. Okay, so we're gonna unlock your card now. And I'm like, why would you lock?
Oh, wow.
Have you not seen what
they
I'm doing
thought
out
you were
here?
Mormon still.
You think that was
They're just like, we gotta.
Was this you? And do you need more Jesus?
yeah, they locked it.
An alarm went off at Temple Square.
yeah.
He's paying for porn. It's not the way. It was so wild getting that call.
Yeah.
I don't know many people on OnlyFans.
I learned my lesson. I will no longer do that. Also, my thing, I did ask someone, I was like, 'cause I asked a friend, I was like, "Hey, is it weird that I like sub your stuff and we're like friends?" And they were like, "Oh no, I don't care. It's like for public consumption, clearly." But then I kind of realized like if I'm dating someone, like maybe I should just find out. Maybe I shouldn't just go look at their porn, even though it's like, I don't know, it's a moral gray area for sure.
right.
No way. They're putting it out there. It's like you putting out your comedy specials. You buy you
and
pump.
I don't respect you if you watch them.
No, exactly. I was gonna say when your friend puts one out, you retweet it. You never watch it. You're like, I cannot watch him. I know him personally.
Yeah.
It's awful. I'll tell everyone it's great. But that's how
I'm
it
a
goes.
comedy
It's the-
fan, so I actually watch my friends' stuff.
I don't watch anything anymore.
That's you know what the key is.
I
just
buy
to-
my friends' albums.
Don't
And
yeah
I'll
me
listen
too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not to
Support.
be friends with people who aren't funny. Then you never have to fake it.
Yeah.
I've made a lot of people angry at me doing this
Oh,
because
I
they're like,
bet,
"Why
yeah.
aren't you? Why doesn't Shane want to hang out with me?" And people are like, "You know his policy.
Yeah.
Do we want to hang out with you if you're not funny?" But I it's easy.
So wait, you say you don't know anyone on OnlyFans?
I know a couple people on OnlyFans, but not. It sounds like you know like a ton.
Oh, I do. I'm sex work adjacent. I used to do
Oh.
like a podcast that was like very about sex and like the how sex and nerd culture combine. So I like met a lot of porn stars through this and
Gotcha.
people that are deep into the BDSM community, and then I dated some porn people. And then through dating them I became friends with more porn, and now I like have tons of like legit porn actresses that I'm friends with online and all this other stuff. And so now I'm like incredibly sex work adjacent.
Oh, that's great.
You know, and then I'm like vocal about being positive for sex work, which brings more sex work people kind of into my
Right,
sphere.
right.
Funny how that works.
Yeah. Well, and it's such a closed community because they're treated so. Honestly, sex work reminds me of comedy. Sex work and fighting are the two things that are the closest to our community, and I guess alt culture like ska and hardcore, really smaller alt music scenes. Yeah, and it's like almost a 1-for-1, sex work and comedy.
I've been like I'll watch girls on Twitter, they're like previews for their OnlyFans, and I'm like, God, that's fucking great. I wonder if I should. Never mind, and then I don't. But I've been so close. Some of the chicks on these OnlyFans are, and by chicks I mean trans chicks, are just so fucking gorgeous,
dude. Everyone,
I'm like, they're so much better than what's on like X videos.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the OnlyFans girls have figured it out.
Oh my God.
Because they're people who would never have been comfortable to do porn are now comfortable to do porn. So you have like the net has been casted wider.
But that level of vulnerability of like putting up videos of them just like jerking off or like their butthole or whatever, I'm like, God damn, you're disseminating that to so many people, like on your personal page.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. I have to like mute them. They know. They know
like
that
I have
they're
a
muted.
video of me talking about glory holes with like millions of views on YouTube, and I'm like, what? Who am I to judge?
But that's not a video of you at a glory hole.
Right,
which
right.
is kind of
But I oscillate between being deeply embarrassed and like owning it,
Me too. I very much go back and forth between like, are people judging me? What do they think?
Right,
Do they think I'm saying the truth? Do they think I'm not? And then being like, fuck it. Did you laugh or not?
Yeah. Totally.
I also like talk about failures, and like I talk about I have 2 hours I'm writing, and one is like kind of clean and like for a thing, and the other one is like really crazy and like autobiographical, and I talk about being molested in that one, and sometimes I'm like weird about, I'm just like, dude, should I even be saying this?
Yeah.
Am I allowed?
Yeah.
And then you always hear people be like, rape jokes aren't funny, and you're like, what if I'm being raped in the joke? Is that okay?
I mean, nothing dries up a room or a vagina like molestation.
Yeah. The molester, as the Italians would say.
Yeah, a molester.
A molester, a little molester.
A little molester.
No, they would say a moleste. They drop the A.
A molester.
Real Italians.
Molester.
I remember that was like such a giggler in Spanish class when you heard like molest meant to bother, and you're like, oh my God, he's molesting me. And you're like, I'm 14.
Oh, the good old days when you could still laugh at everything. I'm broken. Nothing makes me laugh.
Are you poisoned
anymore.
by irony?
I am. I went too online.
So
deep.
much. He
Really?
was at the tail end of being poisoned when I first met him 5-6 years ago. So we met each other as open micers, and like became fast friends. And I could see that he was being poisoned. I'm also very online, but I'm also half a normie. So I protect myself against being poisoned by irony because I still laugh at like, Family Guy and regular people's shit.
Yeah.
And so, but he was on his way out, and I watched him become just a monster. When I first met him, he like watched stand up and like, and now
I'm fully
nothing.
broken. I
You're
don't know
broke,
how to go.
yeah.
I don't know how to come back.
Yeah.
I don't know either. I think when you eventually get a significant other, she'll pump some life into you.
Maybe.
But right now, you're a
You're
vampire.
a husk of a human.
Dude, for real.
I know. You're
how-
wearing a Christopher Dorner shirt. He's a murderer.
Well, and he's not a murderer.
Well, you can be
he's
good
a
murderer.
he's a retaliator.
He's a retaliator.
He's a getter backer.
I do genuinely think when you get a girlfriend, it'll pump some life into
All
you.
right, we'll see.
In the meantime, it is sometimes people message me and they're like, "Is he okay?" And I'm like, "I don't know, probably."
Where are these glory holes at?
Oh, here we go.
Yes,
Dude, they're all over.
Look
I'd
at
like
you.
to meet some.
Wielding the shield of deflection.
I'd like to meet some of these quote unquote women.
You're gonna go on 8th
Dude,
Avenue, baby.
no one sucks a dick like a person at a glory hole. Trust me, that is some next level shit. Not that I would know.
Me
Wait,
neither,
from
bro.
which side? Is that
Exactly.
person?
yeah. Well, you're on a lunch break. You got to do it fast. You know?
You're hard into it.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. There's nothing like someone. Listen, there's a difference between like when you're dating someone and they're sucking your dick for foreplay, and someone who's sucking your dick so that they can get their dick sucked next. That's a powerful dick suck.
Yes, or they can go back to picking up their kids from school.
Yeah, or whatever it is. Or
Because
go vote on some anti-gay legislation.
Men are there in suits, and the background on their phone is their family photo, and you see that, and you get sad, and then you leave, and the daylight sun hits you, and you go, "Who am I?
Who am I?"
I've
Just
heard.
thinking about your cum on his wife's lips.
Oh God,
Woo!
so sad.
That's why you don't kiss family on the mouth.
Dude, this is
I've been saying this.
even your own wife.
Yeah.
This
You don't
is why
kiss your wife on the mouth.
This is why I have a hard time dating gay men. I can only date men who I'm like friends with. I have to like recreate my Brokeback Mountain summers.
Dude, that's so funny because I've never had a crush on a friend. I've never felt attracted to a guy friend.
Yeah.
It's always been a stranger. It's always been a level of detachment of like a one and done thing. I don't think I could ever date a guy. I don't know if I feel like I'm too old to even try it. I feel it would be so foreign to be like, "Hey guys, this is my boyfriend Kevin." I'd be like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I've never had a boyfriend unless you count Brokeback Mountain.
Yes, he
So
was a
wait.
boy who was a friend.
He was.
Do you guys think that's like subconsciously or whatever why you might be attracted to trans? Whichever way.
No, they're just
because you
super
can
fucking hot.
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying because you could date them. They're the dateable women, but also you get the cock, the hot forbidden
Oh,
cock.
that's Suction 69.
Yeah.
That specific thing we were talking
Yeah,
about.
that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, that could play into it, but I think that some people are like weird, like because trans people are fetishized.
Yeah.
But I think there's a difference between like a straight guy fetishizing trans women and a guy who's just like
Into trans women that would
yeah,
date them.
who's just like, yeah,
Right.
I love beautiful women and they like me. It's
Yeah.
not a problem, and I like dick. So what is the problem? This isn't
Yeah.
a fetishized thing. This is you've got all the best parts of the things I like thing.
You're like the total package.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And but I mean, yeah, I don't know. When I think of trans women, I don't think about their penis. And also, some trans women don't have penises, so there's
Yeah.
that too. And I would also date them, so it's like,
Yeah, I've dated trans women, albeit briefly, but never. I've only been in long-term relationships with women,
yeah.
with other gals.
I would date a trans guy, but they don't like. They usually every trans guy I've ever met.
I
has
wouldn't
not
date
been,
a trans guy.
You wouldn't?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not?
Because I'm attracted to feminine. Even the men that I fool around with are more feminine than they are masculine.
I like
you
feminine
know.
men too.
Yeah.
I like
I don't like hair. I don't like facial hair. I don't like body hair.
the
And
Adonis type.
Most trans men are all like, "I'm gonna be hairy. I'm calling you dude."
Yeah, they're very.
Yeah.
They're
I'm wearing
hyper
tank tops
masculine.
all the time.
Yeah. They are incredibly masculine.
They're
It is-
wildly butch.
Yeah, I guess I don't have a lot of anecdotal experiences with trans men, to be fair.
I have friends that are trans men, but they're all like straight up like, "Do I pass as a construction worker named Harry?" Yeah, little dude, you're all right.
Living the
Sup, Mike. And I'm like, all right, man.
My only trans, I have a trans friend who I was close to, but then he became a cop.
Whoa,
And
a trans
so-
cop?
Yeah, so he.
What a conundrum over the summer that must have been.
Yes. So he came. He was like, "Oh, I'm trans," and we were just like, we're all very. He's like friends with a bunch of communists and shit. So we were like, "Yeah, fucking whatever, dude." Of
course.
And then, good for you. We're here for whatever you need. And then, like over time, he was like, "Oh, I'm like an Italian guy,
Wait,
like one of those dudes."
I was
you
gonna
know?
say, did he have to come out as a cop? And everyone was like, "Boo!"
Dude, that's
That's
No,
so
he did.
funny
I
to be like,
swear
"Hey
to
guys, I
God.
need to talk to you." We're like, "We accept you for who you are." He's like, "I'm a cop." You're like, "Can't be friends
No,
anymore."
Get
Dude.
out.
Get out.
It's so
You
funny. 'cause
piece of shit.
That's exactly.
You
what-
ain't welcome here.
Your kind.
None of your kind's welcome. You see this? It means not wanted. It's just a hammer and sickle
Dude, that's literally what happened. Though.
tattooed on your chest.
He came out as trans, and we were like, Yeah, man, hell yeah, we got your back. Anything you need, we're here for you the whole way.
Yeah.
He asked me and like two of my guy friends he's like, you guys are very masculine. Like, here's all like our masculine guy shit, and we talked about it, whatever, and like we helped him through the whole process, and like so excited for him. He's a fucking badass. He starts weightlifting and shit, and then he starts to be like more and more this like, oh, I'm an Italian guy, and then he started to get like
wearing
QAnon.
shirts are like, not only am I Italian, I'm perfect too,
dude. And he just started to become like this caricature of like a right-wing dude, because that's like what a dude was.
Yeah.
Testosterone.
And then over time, one day he was just like, I have something to tell you guys. I graduated from the police academy, and we were just like, fuck off.
That's great.
You maniac. Well, we were already weird because we were like, he's been like posting fucking QAnon shit. And then out of nowhere, he was like a Trump guy and then a police officer, and we were just like, you gotta get out of here.
No,
like,
I support anyone who finds themselves.
I mean, we were like friends on Instagram or whatever, but we do not text. It's he like messaged me recently. He was like, "You didn't get the vaccine, did you?" And I was like,
no
you
way,
fuck, dude.
Oh my god.
I was like, you maniac! I can't believe you went and you just went too hard on the pain.
That's great. That's great. True diversity.
No,
that's
it is.
True diversity. Isn't that what all you communists want? Huh? We're giving it to you. Be careful what you wish for. It's a monkey's ball.
It truly is, dude. It truly is. It was really funny. We were just like, damn, all right,
That's
there it
so
is.
fun. At a certain point, I think certain segments of all populations become caricatures of what they think they should be.
Absolutely.
You know,
But I mean, the story of the last like 7 years of my life, like trying to become a different person and like manage my anger and manage and like becoming in like getting in touch with my queerness and my femininity has been me like not being a character of myself. Because I grew up being like, I'm about that action. If you fucking say something to me, I'll hit you in the face. Don't disrespect me. I'm like a man's man, like whatever, the union, like all of, you know, and I had this like idea of who I was in my head, and then I got older and I was like, dresses are fine, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, and then I started to be like, I don't know, maybe I fuck guys.
Yeah.
You know, and then over time you just if you like give yourself some grace, you're like, you start to figure stuff out. And then there's like negatives to that too, because after I stopped being just like this pig-headed piece of shit who like was super stubborn and like, dude, I used to be like, depression is a mindset. You know what I mean? Like, I mean,
technically,
dude, I was
technically, yeah.
As I was dying
it's a
of
chemically
depression,
imbalanced mindset.
dude, just having suicidal thoughts every day. I'm like telling my wife at the time, like, nah, man, I'm built different. Like, I wasn't. I was literally thinking about killing myself every day.
I'm a machine. I just need more oil. Yeah.
Did it help a little?
Well, yeah. I mean, listen, it does. No,
it's so
it
funny
doesn't help
because
as much as being open.
We're all searching for an identity for so much of our lives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we ascribe, like, I am this way, this is what I am, you can't tell me any different. Then 10 years later, you're a complete 180 of who you were. You know?
To my credit, I've had like some core things that have stuck, and I'm like, okay, so I am me, but I definitely was just being fucking stupid.
Right. Are you straight edge?
Yeah.
Yeah, your whole life?
Yeah.
Never
Since I was
drank?
like 14 years old.
Never-
No, I drank. I had to quit drinking and smoking when I was a child.
Yeah. Oh, that
I was one of
rules.
those guys.
Yeah, that rules.
Yeah, I was one of those just like, the fucking, just like a gutter punk when I was 12.
Hilarious.
You know, just like.
As a flea mangy dog.
Oh, dude, I was so gross. And
That's
when I'm
great.
like 12 years old with like a 22-year-old girlfriend, like,
Wow.
you know, one of those.
That
you just see those
rules.
kids.
Like Harley
Doesn't
Flanagan
rule.
with a
It doesn't
dragon
rule.
tattoo on his chest at 7. That's fucking great.
I had like full sleeves when I was 16.
Well, that's
and
one of
shit.
those,
Amazing.
like, when people are like, Shane didn't do that. And I'm like, I don't know. He's been doing drugs since he was 14. He's probably done a lot of shit.
Yeah, dude. Well, when you just like have no, when you just put possibility on the table and take out all restriction, and you're kind of just like, hey, you have nothing to lose. Like, a lot of people figure that out as they get older. Like, oh, I can just eat whatever I want. I can just, like, do whatever I want. I can work wherever I want. And their life starts to open up. For me, my life was open, like, I remember being, like, 8 years old, telling my friends in, like, second grade, like, I think I'm going to fuck someone in the ass before I try their pussy. Like,
What?
Crazy shit. Like, just trying to be, like, the man. But, like, so young. So young. I was like smoking cigarettes when I was like 11.
I did that. I started at 11.
Yeah.
And I stopped, started again at 14, stopped at 15, started again at 21. I was straight edge.
Oh shit!
Like straight, like X's on my hands, punk shows, hardcore shows, like the apparel. Like someone would X up to mock me. I'd be like, "You don't deserve to wear the X. I'm gonna slash your tires," like that type thing. Just like, oh god. And then I ended up in rehab at 25, living in halfway houses and everything.
Damn.
And but you could not have told me any different that I was not going to be straight edge for my entire life.
Good
you know
for
what I
you,
mean? With
though.
like every conviction, I was like, true till death. This is what it is, And
Yeah.
it's like, thank God I didn't get the triple X tattoo. I thought I
Dude,
wanted.
imagine if you had your throat done 3
That's
X's.
fucking
Though
wild.
I get away with it a lot. I tell people people ask me about it, and I just tell them I'm a big Vin
Diesel fan?
and
Yes.
they fucking love it,
Yes.
dude. People buy it.
How
too.
old were you when you got that?
19?
Damn.
Yeah.
God damn. Good for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted, dude. I thought it was a good idea to get that on my lower back. That's what I was gonna get.
I have a
Like
friend with that.
The
I have a
triple X
friend that-
tramp stamp?
It
a
says,
triple X straight edge
it's
tramp
triple
stamp.
X tramp stamp, and then above it says Texas straight edge.
Hilarious.
The
Yeah,
state.
yeah, the
That's-
state. Well,
like-
dude, people from Texas, if you're straight edge in Texas, it's different from
Yeah,
other
yeah,
places. There's 3 places or 4 places where straight edge is different. You're either Boston straight edge, Texas straight edge, Salt Lake City straight edge, or Orange County straight edge.
Yes.
Everyone else gets to be regular straight edge, but those 4 places are like
The most
violent.
dangerous, violent straight edge.
They like
areas.
Are you allowed-
recruit into biker gangs in those places.
Are you allowed
Yes.
to swear in Salt Lake City straight edge?
Yes.
You're not allowed. I don't know. Are you
Well,
allowed to-
Salt Lake City straight edge scene fell apart when a bunch of people got arrested for eco-terrorism.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, a bunch of the
Based.
straight edge
Shout
guys.
out Earth Crisis.
Yeah, dude, they fucking destroyed some factory farm thing and caused like millions of dollars in damage.
Fuck yeah.
And then released a bunch of animals that were being farmed for their fur. It did a bunch of other shit, but they got caught. But there was like photos of them on the internet wearing their like, IRA gear, looking badass. And I remember when I wasn't vegan being like, makes me want to be vegan. Like, you guys
yeah.
rule.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, it tapped into this, like, the violent aspect of it about being militant straight edge was, like, so appealing. It was an ideology to stand behind. It gave me a fucking, a personality. It gave me an identity,
It feels so good to have friends who will, not to even have friends who will have your back, but to have someone else's back feels
Yes.
fucking phenomenal.
Yes.
When your friend is like, when someone's talking shit to your friend and you're just waiting, like,
Yep.
do it so I
Yeah.
can jump in. That's the best feeling.
Yeah.
That shit feels good. I think that's a very male thing, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was my whole thing. I was always trying to be like what I thought a guy was because I was raised without a dad. And I thought like a guy was like a carpenter, a fucking drinker, a
Yeah.
fucking tough guy, a beat you up guy, a take no shit guy, And I think that's what's going on with a lot of stuff now is everyone wants an ideology. They want an identity. They want a personality. And it feels good to have that like violent extremist attitude to things.
Yeah.
But I do feel that eventually you kind of grow out of it and realize it's kind of a dangerous way to live. And it's not the most healthy existence to have. And I will be better well served to be kinder in my interactions.
For
than
sure.
To be such a judgmental lunatic with these extremist statements that you stand behind 110%.
Yeah.
Of like, I'm going to fucking knock someone out for holding a beer in their hand.
Yeah, yeah.
What? But at the time, you got a whole crew of people that are like, yeah,
That are hyping.
that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Hyping each other up until they are raiding a factory farm.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
how it goes. It escalates. Now, I like to strike a balance where I was all in, like I was like reading Buddhist literature and I was like nonviolent the whole way. And then, this is so funny. I used to go to the 7-Eleven all the time and it was owned by these Sikh people. And they invited me to come eat at the Sikh temple once and they were talking about nonviolence and all this
Oh,
stuff.
that's great.
What?
They're
Sikhs?
so cool.
Nonviolent?
Well, no, but then
I
they're
thought they had their
nonviolent, but-
swords.
Yeah, exactly. And then he talked to
They're
me.
like the kindest.
I
Yeah,
know
they
they
are the
are the
nicest.
kindest, but they have a
Most
law where if
welcoming,
you
kindest.
see injustice and you need to physically intervene, not only should you, but you are
Encouraged?
required.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a sin not to. Like if you see like a hate crime and you don't try to fuck up the guy doing it, that's a sin.
Isn't that a law in
That's
Canada?
Awesome.
Yeah,
Is that
so-
the last episode of Seinfeld?
yeah. So that's why the Sikhs like have a ritualistic knife. That knife is for killing racists and shit.
That fucking rules.
I know, it's the best religion. So I was like,
It is.
oh my God, you guys rule. So he explained this to me, and
I've been
it
thinking
just-
about converting.
It affected me
like taking
deeply.
up Buddhism or Islam or something.
Sikhism.
Like I really like those religions.
Check out Sikhism, but they feed everyone like every day at a certain time, and they fed the homeless, and I was just like really moved by these people. So I lived in the neighborhood. I would go to the 7-Eleven. I'm big into I'm changing my life. I'm going to therapy for the first time. I'm not angry anymore. I'm married. I'm starting comedy.
Yeah.
My whole life is changing. Nonviolence is the way. So I'm in the 7-Eleven like 3 a.m. getting Mountain Dew or whatever, and the Sikh guy is there, and his name is Singh, and he's the homie, and him and I chop it up and joke all the time. He has the coolest mustache. These two like white trash pieces of shit, this like lady and her husband or boyfriend, they're like methed out. They're in there, and they just started stealing donuts, and he was like, "You can't steal," and they were like, "Fuck you," and they like pushed the donut case over, and were like intimidating him, and
you're like, "Sing, give me your sword."
And so Singh is also about that action, it turns out, because he jumps the counter and is like, "You get the fuck out of my store," and he like grabbed the dude and he's like pushing him, and the dude is like goes to attack him, and the lady too, and I was like, me and Singh versus this guy and this lady.
Just a throwdown breakdown comes on in the background.
And we just started fist fighting and stuff. And then the lady maced me and Singh, but we were just throwing punches.
That's awesome.
Dude, so I just got in this big brawl in 7-Eleven with Singh, and then the police show up, and Singh has my back, and I'm like, the two people, they ran away. Of course, we did punch the fuck out of them before they maced us and escaped.
Yeah.
But after that, I was like, not only do I feel good for helping Singh, but like fighting is undeniably fun if you're justified. I was just that was the funnest shit. I loved it. I'm not going to deny this part of me. So then I was like, okay, happy medium. I'm nonviolent, but like if I ever see some shit, I'm going to do some shit. So now I have like a very healthy 80% peace, 20%
That's
war.
how I feel. I'm very, very much a pacifist, very nonviolence, very peace, love, and understanding, very measured and kind and thoughtful, big heart, accepting, but at the same time I have this thing inside me that's like, some people need to get smacked the fuck up. Some people got to get a fucking hand to their head.
I'm always promising myself, if I see like someone belittle like a comic in front of me, like, especially like a female comic or something on a show or whatever, it doesn't matter if they're a producer or anything, I'm just like, I'm gonna go ahead and escalate it.
Well, dude, that I've had to be a bouncer at shows or like security, or like there was like this all-female run show and this guy was drunk and he stepped to a comic on stage and I ran up and got in front of him and I was like, fucking, if you're going to do something to me.
Nice.
And everyone there, in my head, I'm like, wow, I'm doing the right thing. And everyone there is like, you're being violent, please stop. And I'm like, this guy's like charging the stage. They're like, please, it's too much. And I'm like, I thought I was like helper guy, and now I'm fucking bad guy? Are you kidding me?
You got to bring back a little bit of toxic masculinity, a little bit of righteous justice.
I mean, literally, it was very much like a Brooklyn, like everyone's short hair, blue hair, fucking cut bang show, and I'm the asshole, and I'm like, this guy legitimately was gonna attack a comic, and the comic on stage was like, it's kind of a lot what you're doing, it'll be fine.
Oh my god.
Like, if we just ask him to go away, it'll de-escalate.
That attitude is so fucking, there is a balance, and you need to stand up for yourself. Mac and I had a situation in our home scene before we both moved to New York, where
before we were forced to move.
Where
really.
A good friend of ours, a female comic, had like a whole thing. It's a long story, but basically someone was in her home harassing her, and she was scared to call the police, so she called Mac, and Mac was like, "Hey, do you want to go like fight a guy?" And I was like,
"From the fucking town,
sure."
Yeah, you got to go to confront someone, and you can never ask any questions.
That was it. Yeah, and I was like,
that rules.
I was like, oh yeah. So Mac drove us down.
Well, I showed up to your door. I'm just like, hey, we got to go right now.
That rules.
Yeah. So
oh my god,
dude.
What song did you put on in the car?
I don't know. It was a good. I think we listened to Bulls on Parade or something.
No, it was probably local college radio. Just whatever.
It's just Kurt Vile. You're like, oh, we gotta change this.
I mean, but Mac handled it and whatever. But people were like buttholes to us about it. They were just like, "What you did," and it's like, "What do you mean what we did?
Right.
The right thing?
Yeah.
Get fucked."
It's so weird, man. I mean, I think at the end of the day, you have to trust that intuition and thing in your gut, but also like not act out of rage and just first whatever. Like I think you have to sit with some stuff for a while and like process it rather than just go off like first thought.
I will say that I was more like angry, like I'm gonna fucking kill you. But while we were restraining this person, Mac was really clowning on him and rubbing salt in the wound, which maybe I don't know.
You saw my true personality come out, where
just trolling him.
I did not.
Feather duster, and you're like rubbing it in his face.
No, I was belittling him.
Really?
Yes,
Like-
he was being like vile.
Oh wow.
I don't know where it came
Roasting.
That's it. That's what we need. Instead of a mental health worker with police, there needs to be someone to roast whoever they're putting together. Just like tearing someone down.
I just remember like holding him down and like this dude down on the ground and like being like, "You're fucking done," and I'm like super serious straight edge guy like beating you up, and then Mac is just like saying wild shit. That's right, you little bitch.
Yeah. Shoes dirty as hell. Look like Q-tips.
Yeah, talking shit, and I was just like, all
Fucking
right,
rules.
that's fucking getting him, just making the guy crazy.
Yeah, I just escalating with my words. That is
Awesome.
that has been a thing with every fight I've gotten into. Is probably my fault because I've said what I've said, and then they're like, "Oh, now I got to punch him in the face."
Oh yeah.
So-
Well, Ian's got to go.
Yes.
Ian, tell people where they can find your
Oh,
stuff.
this
before
was
we get out of
Ian.
here.
We should do an intro for him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe we'll throw it in the beginning. We'll say something at the beginning for people, but
Yeah.
tell people where they can find you and what you're up to.
Oh man, follow me on Twitch. I'm Twitch streaming. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a
Yes.
blast.
What's
We
your
gonna do
user?
it sometimes.
Yeah,
That'd be
definitely.
a lot of fun. Twitch.tv/ianimal69, ianimal69
Hell
on
yeah.
Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. I have a podcast. You guys gotta come do it. It's called Bye Guys every Thursday on
Dude,
Gas
I know I've been
Digital.
trying to get on.
Yes, I know. We're gonna schedule. We'll make it happen.
We'll do it. We'll do it.
And Ian's Infinite Playlist every Friday, 1 p.m. on Sirius XM Radio.
Hell
channel
yeah.
99.
And look out for the new music project Ian and I will
Yes,
eventually start.
dude,
What?
we gotta fucking start a hardcore band. My ska band has gotten back together. We will open and we'll close the show, and then in between we'll have comedy that everyone hates. Just
Dude,
play the
hell
music.
yeah. Hell yeah.
It'll fucking rule.
Okay, I'm
Awesome.
stoked. All right, man. Thanks for coming down.
This was so fun, man. Thank you guys for inviting me into your home. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, fucking love you, man.
Cool. You too.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, yeehaw, everybody.
Yeehaw.
Got 'em in Wyoming, Montana's got its best. Seen 'em here in other places, out here in the West. Roping cows and branding calves, riding buck and bronze. It's a real joy to see a real cowboy, even in the honky tonks. Whoopie-tie, old cowboy, riding the range. Whoopie-tie, old cowboy, I hope that you don't change. Cowboy breed is fading, it's nearly gone for good. Urban nights and drugstores and the ones from Hollywood. If they really knew the way it was, they'd surely change their ways. 'Cause there ain't no stopping a real cowboy, just like the good old days. Whoopie-tie, old cowboy, no room for fame. Whoopie-tie, old cowboy, nobody knows your name. Now I've told my story, I hope you understand that a real cowboy's the real McCoy, and we all think he's grand. Rest of you I've spoken of, don't even try to see you try to be something you ain't. Well, it just makes me cry. Whoopie-tie, old cowboy, riding the range. Whoopie-tie, old cowboy, nobody knows your name. Whoopie-tie, old cowboy, riding the range. Whoopie-tie, old cowboy, you're trying your life.